High in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado stands a grand and picturesque structure, the Stanley Hotel. Its elegance and charm have drawn visitors for over a century, but beneath the polished exterior lies a chilling legacy. Among its many luxurious rooms, one stands out for all the wrong reasons. Room 217. The stories of this haunted room have sent shivers down the spines of guests for decades, earning it a reputation as one of the most infamous hotel rooms in the world. The Stanley Hotel was built in 1909 by Freeland Oscar Stanley, the co-inventor of the Stanley steamer automobile. Intended as a summer retreat for the wealthy, it soon gained notoriety for something far darker than its opulence. Legends began to form about unexplained occurrences, but it wasn't until 1911 that Room 217 became the focal point of its paranormal reputation. Elizabeth Wilson, the head housekeeper, was lighting lanterns in Room 217 when a sudden gas leak caused a massive explosion. The blast destroyed part of the room and sent her plummeting through the floor into the room below. Miraculously, she survived with only minor injuries and continued working at the hotel until her passing years later. However, many believe her spirit never left. Guests who stay in Room 217 report feeling an otherworldly presence, often attributed to Elizabeth Wilson. She's said to be a benevolent ghost, though her actions are undeniably unsettling. Numerous visitors have described waking up to find their luggage neatly unpacked or their shoes lined up perfectly by the bed. One couple claimed that while they were sleeping, they felt someone tuck them into bed. Thinking it was hotel staff, they dismissed the incident until morning when they learned the room's history. Another guest, a skeptic at first, left Room 217 in the middle of the night after hearing someone whisper her name repeatedly, even though no one else was in the room. King awoke in a cold sweat, stepped onto the balcony for fresh air, and instantly knew he had the premise for his next novel. That novel became The Shining, one of the most iconic horror stories of all time. King later described his stay in Room 217 as pivotal, crediting it with sparking his imagination in ways he couldn't explain. Perhaps the most famous story tied to Room 217 is that of author Stephen King. In 1974, King and his wife Tabitha stayed at the hotel during the off-season. They were the only guests in the entire building, heightening the eerie atmosphere. King was given Room 217, and that night he had a vivid and horrifying dream of his young son being chased through the hotel's hallways by a possessed fire hose. Not all experiences in Room 217 are as benevolent as Elizabeth Wilson's ghostly housekeeping. A particularly chilling account comes from a solo traveler who checked into the room on a cold winter night. After a long day of travel, the guest fell asleep quickly, only to wake up to an oppressive feeling of being watched. As his eyes adjusted to the darkness, he saw a shadowy figure standing at the foot of his bed. Frozen with fear, he reached for the bedside lamp and switched it on. The figure vanished instantly, but the guest reported an overwhelming sense of dread lingering in the room. Unable to sleep, he left the hotel before sunrise and vowed never to return. Other guests have described hearing unexplained sounds in Room 217. Footsteps echo across the hardwood floors when no one is there. Faint whispers and distant laughter seem to emanate from the walls, and doors occasionally open and close on their own. One particularly eerie tale involves a guest who was brushing their teeth late at night. In the bathroom mirror, they saw what appeared to be a woman standing behind them, dressed in early 20th century attire. When they turned around, the figure was gone. The guest quickly packed their bags and requested a room change, unwilling to spend another moment in Room 217. While Room 217 is the centerpiece of the hotel's ghost stories, the entire Stanley Hotel is said to be teeming with paranormal activity. The concert hall is another hotspot, where the ghost of Paul, a former handyman, is said to shush visitors who get too noisy. The grand staircase, often called the Vortex, is believed to be a spiritual portal, with guests frequently capturing strange orbs and figures in their photos. However, room 217 remains the most requested and most feared room in the hotel. Its haunted reputation has attracted paranormal investigators, curious travelers, and thrill seekers from around the world. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, the stories surrounding room 217 are enough to make even the most skeptical person think twice before booking a stay. From ghostly housekeepers to shadowy figures and eerie sounds, the experiences reported here are as chilling as they are unforgettable. Would you dare spend a night in room 217? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more spine-tingling mysteries and haunted tales.